Yo, what is going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another video. Hello if you are new to this channel, but it's another stock collection. Excuse the beard too, right? We've got another storm here in Wales and I'm a bit windswept, but don't worry, we're going to roll with it because you're here to see the toys, not me anyway. So without further ado, let's flip this around and let's show you what you've come here to watch. So yeah, I wasn't kidding when I say literally a smaller collection, but we've got some quality here, some really nice Corgi, couple of Dinkies, and of course the Marklin. And it just makes it 10 times better for me that it's a Volkswagen. Common gear, in fact. Look at this. Oh, I absolutely adore these models. Marklin of this era is fantastic. So the gentleman I bought these off has quite a few other Tekno Marklins of this era. I haven't had one in a couple of years, so this was my first little tester to see how it sells. If it sells well, I'm gonna have to go pick up the Volkswagen vans too to go with it. But original box, look at that artwork. And I love that it, you know, two different style pictures on there. It's all there. That's absolutely gorgeous, boys and girls. I love that. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a little look at these, you know, take them in, go model by model, and just show them to you a little bit more in depth. Obviously, the video that you've already seen in the latest collection, the huge one, so many things, we couldn't take the time just to go like one by one and show them. So, do you know what? Every so often, I'm grateful of a smaller collection just so I can make these videos with you. So the Porsche Carrera 6, you know, the Le Mans kind of vibe, this is absolutely beautiful. All these Corgis are one owner models as well, from new. So some might say, Jord, it's a little bit of a shame that they've never been loved, they've never been played with. But the purists out there, the collectors, of course, this condition is highly going to appeal to you. Well, if you're into mint box stuff anyway, or near mint. Because, you know, they got one or two little chips like you can see on the wing there. But for the most part, beautiful condition. So let's open up the rear engine cover even. How nice the glasses, all that is clear. This is stunning. The tires are all in great condition too. What a beautiful example. Front as well, they normally go a little bit, so that's there. There's no casting damage. Yeah, that hasn't been played with very often, is it? You know, if it has, a very careful one owner is what I'm going to say. So we've got the Chevy Rover in the darker blue colour. I also have a mint box light blue version of this for sale on the eBay store. So we've got both colours going on. Obviously, the Rover, I think, was voted the world's worst unsafe car at one point in his life. Air-cooled. I absolutely adore them. I think they're fantastic. Look at the rear blind in that window too. I would honestly, I'm not just saying, I would love to own a real one of these. I think they're just cool, and obviously being a Volkswagen man, air-cooled just kind of goes with it. You can just picture what that would be like, slammed to the floor, couldn't you? That would be my style. But yeah, nice box anyway. Little bit of edge wear, as you can see, a little name there. But all in all, not a bad example. All of these are always priced accordingly. Do you know what? Shep the Malatoy Fair was the latest one that I did, and I was honestly pleased with the amount of feedback that I had regarding my prices. And that's why so many models went, because it's always about being competitive. There's nothing worse than having a model and just keeping it there for months and months and months. It's there to go, you know, you buy these to sell. I wish, obviously, the collector in me wishes I could keep all of these, if I'm completely honest. But the way I look, being a full-time toy dealer for 15 years, I get to see a lot more stuff than what I would otherwise. But yeah, the Volkswagen European police car, the Beetle. Yeah, I think this is great. Always like this. Obviously, I know I'm going to being a Volkswagen man, but small features for me, like the rear mud flaps on it. Of course, you've got that working steering, which you can operate by the light. Telltale sign that it hasn't been played with very often. There's no chrome or much wear on the blue either. Because to be fair, that does happen. You play with it enough, that comes off. But little decal wear there. Look, but overall, great example. Very nice indeed, actually, with the box. Lovely artwork too. Yeah, looking on there, that almost kind of looks like a bit more of a Super Beetle, doesn't it? But it predates a Super Beetle. It's just how they've done it. That's very nice. Where are we going to go next? I tell you what, let's mix it up. Let's go to the Dinky forward control lorry. Beautiful example. I would say this is excellent condition. Some might say near mint. But it's got a little nick on the cab there and a little nick there. That's the only problems with the model. Of course, it's the correct colour end spot also, which is important, with the red hubs. Do you know what? That's very nice. Really like that. And I haven't had a forward control lorry boxed in that condition for a little while, so that's always welcome. So we've got the Ford Mustang, the Fastback 2+2. Another nice model. This is suffering with a little bit of flat suspension, but you know, it's giving it a bit of stance. Yeah, it's just one of those vehicles that just happens with Corgi, but you know, you got the 2 racing stripes on there. Looks fast when it's sitting slow. I've actually driven a real one of these a number of years ago, and that was a very cool experience. But yeah, love that. Very, very nice model. Good chrome bumpers on it too. That'd be welcomed in any collection. Couple of small chips on the side, but you know, it's all about being honest. So then we've got the Marcus 1800 GT with a Volvo engine. You can see the little figure is in there too. Corgi did this in 2 colors. The blue one is the most, well, the one that is harder to find it in all fairness. But I love this. I think that's a great looking model. Opening door features on it. You've got the opening hood too. Let's check that little Volvo engine out in there. Yeah, nice. Very nice example. Lovely. You know, the paint on that is so bright. Love that. Great example. With a very nice box as well. That's quite excellent, to be fair. Apart from a scuff there. But yeah, you know, that's a nice model. Then we've got a Land Rover. The 109 wheelbase. I think that's fantastic. If you watch my abandoned building stuff, let me know in the comments below. But I did a car graveyard a couple of weeks back, and I actually saw a real one of these in there. And it's all I could think of was the Corgi model in my head, because obviously it's relatable. But yeah, you know, if you're watching these videos and you haven't yet gone over and seen the abandoned stuff, maybe it's worth checking out. You might actually enjoy it. So this is near mint, apart from a small chip there that you can see. But it's all there. Great box too. What a nice model. Then we'll mix it up. We'll go this side first. We got the Ford Thames Airborne Caravan. I think this is a great model. I've always enjoyed it. Yeah, do you know what I love as well? You know what I'm going to say, don't you? Let's open up those doors. Is the little bench seat in the back, like a bit of a fabric material on it. But I like that. You know, various colours that they do. The two-tone purple here. Yeah, it's nice enough. I think that's great. As you can see, you know, there's a running theme with this collection. It is all in pretty much great condition with an odd couple of chips here and there. So this is the 41S, which is, you know, you don't see the S's as often, but breakdown service, original string hook is on there, spare wheel, you know, tinplate canopy. This is nice because the S one here now this is like a sort of crossover, as I want to call it. It's not as early as the earlier one, but it's not as late as the one where they changed the back to plastic. I made a million words messed around there, but don't worry about it. We're going to roll with it. You know what I'm trying to say. I tell you what, boys and girls, I'm filming this a day after Shepton Mallet Toy Fair, right? And I've had about 7 hours sleep in about 2 days, but don't worry about it. You know, that's part of the toy world. That's what we absolutely adore. So yeah, if the words get muddled up like that, don't worry about it. I might have done that one on purpose just to mess with you. Who knows? But yeah, the ERF, the Neville Cement Tipper. This is nice too. There's 2 versions you can get of this, with the plastic like this and also with the metal. I think the plastic adds a bit more color contrast, being red opposed to silver. But you know what? A near mint example. 1 or 2 small chips on it. Nothing to write home about. Can we do this one-handed? You can tell this hasn't been used very often, how stiff that is going up. But yeah, it is there. Fully operational. You could WD-40 if you wanted to. I wouldn't. I would just leave that as it is because it does work. It was just a little bit stiff even. But anyway, over here, the Dodge Q-Fargos. Oh, we're knocking a Land Rover. Let's put that there. I believe, right, some of these were actually made in the UK as well, these Q-Fargos. Let me know in the comments below. Someone told me that before and I haven't really looked into it. But a lot of these Q-Fargos do suffer with the suspension. But this one isn't actually too bad, which is quite nice to find. So it's the tipper version, again a bit stiff, but that does actually go up. Look at that, beautiful. Nice box with that too, very nice example. And then I'll leave the box there because the shadow's in the way, but that's a nice box with that too. We've also got the livestock version, another nice example. Original animals in the back, including the little cardboard piece, look. But yeah, that's nice. So this one, suspension isn't as sprung on this one, but it's there a little bit. That's just a common fault with all of those models. I would say 90% of the Q-Fargos that you find have that suspension issue where it's not as sprung. Now, we're going to go to the gift set 15, which is the horse box with the Land Rover. Now, I've had this out, right? It's got the original correct paperwork in there as well, which has the instructions on how to operate. The little Buford horse box there. But the model, well, the Land Rover and the trailer are both absolutely in mint condition. That's just a bit of polystyrene in there for putting it back in the box. This was unused. The guy said literally he never played with it as a child. Look at that artwork. I think that is simply fantastic. And the only downside is a little split to the window there. Now, a lot of dealers will actually replace this window But, you know, you can, for me, you can tell when it's done, and I prefer the originality, or giving, you know, the new owner the option if they want to keep it completely original or change that. But I have factored that into the price. Now, the last model that we're going to finish up with here is the Dinky Shado. Now, the original box, the base is excellent, as per all Dinky boxes of this era, well, the majority of them. It's got that yellow tinge to it, and it's gone a bit fragile, crack splits in places, as you can see. Now, again, you can buy fully vacuumed reproduction lids for this, and to be fair, some of them are such high quality, you couldn't tell. But Jordan's Vintage World, I don't do retouches, I don't mess with things, I prefer to keep things original, and you've got the option if you want to buy a new lid for it, but it's priced accordingly. Now, what makes this more desirable, in my opinion, look at the condition on that. That's just a bit of fluff there. This thing is mint, literally mint. That's probably one of the best examples that you will find of this. Look at that. One or two small chips on the base, but okay, so we'll say it's near mint. Now let's flip this gently around, and the reason why I'm doing this gently around is it does fully work, but you can see in the one side there's also 2 rockets in there. So, you know, it's got 2 original missile rockets with it too. That is fantastic. What a stunning example. If you're into Jerry Anderson, then that might be something for you. I was speaking to a chap about it yesterday, and he was saying to me, like, look, he doesn't even relate to it for me, Jerry Anderson. He doesn't even know what the TV show was. He just remembers as a kid Shado 2 and obviously this vehicle. But yeah, I think that's fantastic, boys and girls. What a nice model. So yeah, thank you for tuning in to another video. I said apologies about the windswept beard. I am quite precious over it, but it is one of those things, and not that any of you care about that back home. And also sorry about some of the words being a bit muddled up. I tell you what, I am exhausted. There's no doubt about that. You know, you're all friends here. I will tell you that. It's been a busy week with collections and just listing, 12-hour days at the minute, just listing. But yeah, keep an eye on the eBay store, because there's some fantastic stuff going on there. And it's always reasonably priced, and some things you probably don't want to miss out of. But let me know in the comments below, what's your favorite item here that I've shown you in this video? And boys and girls, thank you very much for the support. As always, I appreciate it. As I say, more than you know. And I honestly, I back those words up. I really do mean it. But boys and girls, until next time, fellow collectors, fellow dealers, I shall see you all very, very soon.